Minister of State for Social Development Loretta Butler Turner is not averse to pushing for a registered sexual offenders list like those in several U.S. states. In fact, the minister says when she was first appointed minister, that was high on her agenda of things to do. Well, since then, though, Minister Turner says research has been done and there are cons that must be considered when contemplating a registered sexual offenders list in any country.
While I think there are some very good reasons to have one, I think also that there are some cons against having one. Has the government considered doing one formally? No, this administration has not formally looked at that. But the reality is we do live in a very small society. The good thing about that is that we usually know who the offenders are. So, I mean, I don't know that the government is, at this point, prepared to look at that formally.
So what exactly are those cons?
When many states have looked at doing this and they have implemented a sexual offenders register, the difficulty has been, where do these people go to live? If every community decides that they cannot live there, what you had spring up under one of the causeways in Florida back in the 1990s was a whole city of rejected people who then, okay, fair enough, all came together. We're all various sexual offenders. One very innocent person, well, not innocent, one who would have been viewed as not having any sexual activity in their life at all, was put there because he was actually looking at pornographic material of, pornographic nature. And, he really hadn't purposefully influenced or perpetrated a crime against any individual. So I think we have to be careful when we do these things. It has to be weighed very carefully. Unless we have a place that we can house these offenders, they will be rejected from every community. And that is the downside.
Now, we also asked the minister whether she thinks society at large and the government are doing enough to protect our children.
We must ensure that our children, our minor children, are accounted for at all times. We have got to be more proactive in how we allow our children to wander the streets. This is very, very sad because unfortunately there are people out there preying on children that are not being attended to. And so we have got to raise the awareness. What can the government do? Let me not put all the responsibility on parents. Well, I wouldn't say blame, but one of the things that we need to do is make our after-school programs more available to parents and let them know what we're doing.
Reporting for JCN News, I'm Sasha Lightborn.